A rare and devastating flood recently hit the holy city of Mecca, flooding a large area across the Kaaba, the holiest site in Islam. Heavy rain caused flash flood that swept through the city, carrying traffic, damaging buildings, and creating chaos on the street. Mecca, located in a desert region, it not used such intense precipitation, and its infrastructure could hardly cope with the sudden flood. Videos widely circulated on social media showed horrific image: water cascading down the streets, worshippers wading through the ankle-deep water flooded around the Grand Mosque, and the rescuers trying to help those caught in the flood waters. The iconic black-dropped Kaaba, with the millions of Muslims pray every day, which is centered in the flood, in a bed surrounding the water through the spectacle and remained intact. Despite the severity of the flooding, there have been no report of casualties, although local authorities have yet to release full information. The downpour is a part of unusual weather patterns in the group in much of Saudi Arabia and the Arabian Peninsula. Meteorologists point to climate change and a contributing factor, rising global temperatures, increasing the likelihood of extreme weather events in the region traditionally considered arid. The Saudi government had invested heavily in drainage system and a flood management infrastructure in Mecca recent years, given the frequent influx of millions of pilgrims and the Hajj and Umrah. However, the scale of the recent rain highlighting vulnerabilities, especially in the city of historic neighborhoods. Local authorities responded quickly, mobilizing emergency service to manage the situation. Work soon began to clear flooded streets and restore normally. The flood also sparked a discussion about the resilience of the region cities to need to further investment in climate-adapting infrastructure, especially given the increasing likelihood that such event in the future. The incident also caused logistical problems to the pilgrims, although the usual Hajj pilgrimage has ended before the flood. Many Muslims still visited the Mecca throughout the year during the Umrah. The spread pilgrimage also have issued visitors to security measures to be taken to the Grand Mosque, and the surrounding areas will soon to return the normal state to the calm. As Mecca began to recover, that event started reminding to broader environmental challenges facing the region. Although flooding in Mecca has historically been a rare incident, bringing the importance to preparing the unpredictable weather conditions in the age of climate change. Authorities are likely to accelerate their efforts to protect them from future incidents, ensure that the heat of Islamic work will remain safe for the millions of pilgrims who travel through faith on the priority. The recent flooding in Mecca, when the water inundated in an area around the Kaaba, has attracted attention only the impact of the holy city, but also the broader implementation of infrastructure, environmental policy, and religion tourism. Mecca, known for its dry climate, is not used for such extreme weather events, but while the city experienced flooded to the past and the frequency intensified of such events appearing in the increasing. As water rose, worshippers at the Grand Mosque continue to pray, demonstration remarkable resilience and dedication despite the difficult conditions. Photos of people walking around the clock to their feet, immersed in the water, when the vital symbolism to underwater point that those present. The Saudi authority acted quickly, deployed teams to manage the situation to ensure the safety of pilgrims. In addition to emergency personnel, local volunteers played a critical role as the victims demonstrated the spirit community in the face of adversity. In the recent years, the Saudi government has invested billions of dollars in modernizing Mecca infrastructure, particularly in precipitation on unusual Hajj pilgrimage, which attract millions of Muslims from around the world. Drainage system, road networks, and transportation facilities have been modernized, but recent floods and explosive to elimination that when even the most advanced system is dealing to unpredictable intense water. The government has pledged to investigate the cause of flood to ensure that only potential shortcomings in city infrastructure are addressed. Experts point to climate change is likely caused to such unusual weather events. Rising global temperatures could lead to more precipitation and stronger storms. Even the regions such as Arabian Peninsula, which traditionally experience conditions. As the planet warms, the frequency of such events is expected to increase in cities like Mecca, which resilient millions of visitors each year, must adapt to these new challenges. The flooding in Mecca has originated conversation about the climate resilience in the Middle East, a region already facing the most environmental challenges, from the water shortage to extreme heat. The Kaaba itself, which has withstood centuries of natural disaster, have remained unscathed, with the appearance of water surrounding this sacred symbol of Islam has sparked a debate among the scientists and environmental. Some see events are reminding of humidity vulnerability, the forecast of nature, while others see to call action to global community to immediately begin to combat climate change. For pilgrims who were present during the flood, the experience is likely to remain unforgettable. May shared stories to solidarity, describing how they helped each other to navigate flooded streets, remaining determined to fulfill their religion duties. The flood through the damage did not diminish the spiritual significance for their pilgrimage. On the contrary, they strengthened the sign and a fair of unity among those present. Since then, the Saudi authorities have prioritized the cleanup restoration of Mecca, especially around the Grand Mosque. Crews have been working around the clock to pump out the water, repair the masjid, ensure the city's safety and accessibility, the constant for the pilgrims who have year-round the Umrah. The resilience of Mecca infrastructure will continue to test the face of climate change, but the quick response to local authorities suggests the lessons will be learned from the event. Looking ahead, the flood in Mecca will critical moment of Saudi Arabian urban planning and environmental strategy. As climate risks become more apparent, there is a need for more resilience and adaptive infrastructure. As one of the holiest sites in Islam is a central conversation of million believers ensure Mecca preparedness for the future, weather events is not only local but also global challenges. In the wake of flood, the Saudi government has plunged to accelerating a climate change adaptation strategy focus the straddling drainage system, improving flood protection to ensure that Mecca and other cities can lag the climate change ready. The Ministry of Hajj and Umrah will be responsible to safety and welfare the pilgrims who have announced plans to create more comprehensive weather forecasting to emergency response team to protect visitors to future incidents. As Mecca recover from this rare and significant event, the resilience of both city and the people has displayed. The flood is highlighting the need to continue villages to protect the religion site from the impact of climate change and has also underscored the importance to global cooperation is addressing environmental issues that threat cities to communities around the world.